Hello, welcome to Stock Investing Meetup. Today is October 26, 2019. My name is Neil. We started these meetups in December 2018, and we have them on the last Saturday of each month. At the meeting, we take a look at the previous portfolios to see how those stocks are doing, and then I mention some new stocks that become part of this month's portfolio. It's a good idea not to get distracted by the noise surrounding the financial markets, listening to pundits on television or reading stuff online, a lot of chatter. So it can get overwhelming at times, and then it's confusing. So try not to get distracted by the noise surrounding the markets. I suggest monitor these stocks, see how they're doing, and although I'm not recommending any of them, you might want to take a small position in order to be reminded. So that will act as a trigger or as a prompt to monitor their position. As I mentioned, we have these meetups the last Saturday of each month. The next one's going to be on November 30, same time, same place. The 50% aspiration is on an annual basis. So all of these stocks that were selected, the entry point, all of that was done with a 1-year time horizon in mind. So December 2018, these were the stocks on the left. And as of yesterday, Friday, October 25, these were the prices. All of these prices are as of market close on Friday. The green indicates the position was closed. This one happened to be at a profit, Zion Pharmaceuticals. USA Technologies, this stock is currently not listed on NASDAQ because they had some failures, compliance issues with SEC. But considering that this technology, which is payments technology at an unattended, like a vending machine, so there is enormous scope, in my opinion, for technologies such as these, payment in general, payment processing technologies, that goes along with online buying habits that are now increasingly replacing the earlier ways that people made payments. So there has been a major investment, a position by a hedge fund. So this represents a drop in value of about 4%. Jan 2019, these were the stocks, and as of yesterday, the one in gray indicates it's on order. So Sin Alloy, when the price drops to this level, the order will get triggered. So this represents a drop of about 7%. Feb 2019, Carvana was closed at 75, and this represents, oh, one other thing. The very first one Bristow Group, they have or had helicopters that took people to the offshore oil rigs. That was their main business. They have filed for Chapter 11 and they are reorganizing. So shareholders probably will not see any monies coming out of that. But the way these portfolios are structured, we take into account that some stocks may drop in value. In some rare cases, the company might even just shut down, go belly up. But overall, if the portfolio as a whole, if it generates a profit, then we are still ahead of the game. So that's the idea here. So this represents a gain of about 41%. And we have until Feb 2020 to see what the eventual outcome will be with a 1-year time horizon. March 2019. And this is a significant drop, mainly because of Fundware, company based in Austin, Texas, that offers platforms for mobile applications. That stock is lingering around a couple of dollars, $1 or $2. So my expectation is that it will get to break even and even generate some profit over time. March. So that's a drop of 32% for the entire portfolio. April. Represent a drop of about 11%. May 2019. The ones in gray are on order, AstraZeneca and Translate Bio. The very first one, DXC, is an IT company. So if you wish, you can add to your position at around this price, $28 or $29, and that will average the price down. I have not done that. I just want to leave it alone, my original position, because that'll keep the calculations all correct. So I'll just leave it alone. Waiter, this company has offerings to enable people to order online, basically, in conjunction with restaurants. So you can just tap it on your cell phone or any tablet, any device. Stock has dropped significantly, but they have some good acquisitions. I expect the general trend in the technology sector is to go online. People are doing that. It's simply just more convenient. So I'm hoping this stock will turn around and head north in the not too distant future. But we'll see how it pans out. May 2019, so that was a drop of 36%, over 1/3 of the value. June 2019. It represents a gain of about 5%. July 2019. Callon Petroleum, the first one is on order. It has good financials, and I expect it should drop to around 295, and that's when my order will trigger. So this is a small gain of about 4%. August 2019. Tellurian, liquefied natural gas, would be a good buy at 390. Raven, 2250, and then Eastside Distilling is still on order. So this is a small gain. of 2%. And then the most recent, last month, September 2019, most of them are on order. And that's a gain of 21%, but that's only 2 stocks, so it doesn't really count. We'll have to wait for the other stocks, the orders to get triggered, and then we'll have a better sense of the portfolio as a whole. Okay, next, let's take a look at some new stocks. These will be included in the October 2019 portfolio. O2 Micro, based in the Cayman Islands. They have business in the US as well as China, LED lighting, batteries, that sort of stuff. Power management for mobile applications, extending battery life, and so on. Backlighting, which is needed for the monitors, television, computer screens, and so on. And they have several patents, which is always a good thing. And the list goes further down below this, but I didn't include those. So their stock is now at $1.24. So all of these prices are as of yesterday's market close. I have an order to buy at 85 cents. Scientific Games, based in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's an 85-year-old company, $3.3 billion sales revenue, and about 9,500 employees. It's an interesting backstory for this company. A rancher in Montana, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, had a horse ranch. So he would come in contact with people engaged in the horse racing business, buying, selling horses, that kind of stuff. So they wanted some display to show people the upcoming races and the winners and all that stuff. So he helped, or he was involved in that. And then later that became an electrical system, and then it became electronic, and then casinos wanted this help in many ways, and then of course the state lotteries. So all of that came about, and that's over a story over 85 years. It happened. Just something interesting how things can evolve. The company grew kind of organically. One thing led to other things. And also, the laws were kind of inhibiting their growth, but now the Supreme Court has overturned some of those obstacles, and so it's good for the company when that happens. So their stock is now at $23.55, and you can get in anywhere here is fine. It might hover in this area, it might drop a little, that's fine. So it's just at market. Would be okay, in my opinion. Cutera, they have equipment that is used by clinics that offer aesthetic or beauty treatments, things like body sculpting and hair removal or pigmented lesions, skin lesions. Resurfacing, meaning basically in plain English, it's, if someone has wrinkles on their face, they want to get rid of them. They have some equipment technology that does that. Tattoo removal, that has a big demand. Vascular lesions, skin lesions, all those kinds of things. So they make the equipment that helps clinics do that. And it's pretty high tech as well. For example, tattoo removal, they use a pulse of 2 nanoseconds to break up the larger particles. And then to break up the smaller particles, they use a 750, 800 picoseconds. So that's even a smaller unit. So it's kind of high tech. Anyway, their stock is now at $29.80. But I'd like to get in a little bit lower, so I've got an order to buy at $29.T. Axogen Pharmaceuticals. Alachua, Florida is where they're based in. They deal with nerve damage or nerve repair, the nervous system, the peripheral nervous system. So they have these products, nerve connector, nerve graft, all that, soft tissue membrane. Stock is now at $11.74. I want to see it drop a little bit more before I go in, so I've got an order to buy at $8.90. Smile Direct, based in Nashville, Tennessee. Like many things, people are now using the internet to get things done. Instead of going to the store, we can order online. Instead of going to a lawyer's office, some of the things are now available online, like basic forms, things like that. And real estate, all kinds of applications are being developed to satisfy the needs of many different industries. So they're doing that with dentistry. They don't do the whole thing, obviously. A person has to go into a dentist's office, but they offer what used to be called braces, the metal ones. Now they have them in other materials, and they are also kind of transparent, so they call them invisible, which is kind of a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's not so visible, and that's what they offer. So the person takes an imprint of their inside the mouth, the dental imprint, and they mail it to this company, and then you get the thing back, the kit. So that's their deal. But of course, like in most industries, when something new comes along, the old established order feels threatened. When the light bulb was invented, the candle makers felt uneasy. When a car was invented, the horse and carriage trade was not very happy about it. So this company is facing a lawsuit in California. The dental establishment that is kind of opposed or trying to stifle their efforts because they feel threatened. And also one from the government, the state of California. So of course, this company's defense is that we are not engaging in dentistry the way traditionally it's done. We are simply offering these aligners. What are they called? Yeah, aligners. What used to be called braces. So that's their defense, and we'll see how it pans out. Yeah, aligners, that's what it is. So clear aligners, we're kind of transparent. It doesn't seem too obvious when someone's wearing those. So their stock is now at 1138. I expect some more jostling, a little bit of back and forth with the lawsuits and everything else. So I've got an order to buy at $8, and that should be good. After that, the stock should move north, the way I see it. Teleria, this company offers a video management platform. It's based in New York City. They have 13 offices, and it's basically the demand side, which is companies that need to advertise their products or services, and then it's the publisher side, which is companies that have online an online presence like Hulu or Netflix or A&E, I mean any publisher of content. So this company is the bridge between the demand side of the companies that want to advertise, between them and the publishers who have platforms with content like Discovery and Sling and Hulu and so many others. Crackle, A&E, there. So their stock is at 783. I want to go a little bit lower, so I've got an order to buy 525. A video advertising platform. Viking Therapeutics, based in San Diego, California. They have a specialized area, a niche market segment, which is for metabolic and endocrine disorders. Endocrine means basically the main gland, mainly it's the thyroid and the adrenal gland. Problems with that. So they have these medicines. And these are in the pipeline. So they are now at 649. I'd like to get in at 475. GP Strategies, based in Columbia, Maryland. They offer services to improve performance. Their client companies would like to see better performance, training for their employees. Their annual sales are about $500 or $600 million, so it's a mid-sized company, not too large, with about roughly 3,000 employees, thereabouts. And they have acquired smaller companies in the same space in the US as well as in Europe, so that they have a more diversified skill set, or their toolbox becomes bigger, and they can offer more services to their clients. That's their strategy to grow. So many employees need training of all kinds. They have in-class training, online training, all that. And when new technology is adopted by companies, the people have to be trained, obviously. So rather than doing it themselves, they outsource that need to a company like GP Strategies. So that's what they do. And when companies merge, there is some difficulty in getting a unified workforce to benefit the merged entity. So this company comes in and they help smooth the integration process, iron out the wrinkles. So they offer training. And they make sure that they train people in compliance, security, all of that. So this company's clients are happy to outsource that effort to a company like GP Strategies. So their stock is now at $11.50. Should drop a little bit, in my opinion. So I've got an order to buy at $8.90. You can even buy it at $8.50, perhaps even at $8, but it's fine if it doesn't drop that much. I just want to get in an $8.90. So I've just picked a price there. It may hover down here in the around the $8 range, but that's fine. And then a UK-based company with $2.1 billion in sales. They have 9,000 employees, and their US operations are in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Everything to do with wires and cables and protecting electrical installations, all that. So these are their subsidiaries. And they offer products and services in these kinds of things: cabinets, electronic packaging, data centers. That's a big market. Even concrete reinforcing, steel connections, electrical enclosures of all sorts for safety purposes, cooling and heating, electrical protection for the entire facility. So these are their products and services. Their stock is now at $21.80. But I want to see it drop way down to $16.90. That's where I've got an order to buy. And that's all I got, folks. 9 stocks in the October 2019 portfolio. That brings us to the end of this meetup. Happy Halloween, and we'll meet again the last Saturday of November. That's November 30. Thank you.